Hey everyone and welcome back. We're going deep into macronutrients today.
Ooh, fun.
It is. We're talking carbs, proteins, and fats.
Yeah.
All the good stuff.
All the things that make food delicious.
Exactly. And how they all affect your blood sugar.
Good.
So if you're managing diabetes, watching your weight, or just curious about how your body uses energy for fuel.
This one's for you.
Absolutely.
Mm.
So to start things off,
Yeah.
we all know food gives us energy.
It's more than just food equals energy, right? It's the type of fuel.
Exactly.
Carbs, proteins, fats, those impact our blood sugar in different ways.
For sure. So let's start with the basics. We've got carbohydrates.
Yes.
The body's primary source of energy.
Yes.
These get broken down into glucose, which impacts blood sugar.
Right.
Then we've got proteins, the building blocks for our muscles, tissues, all that.
Yeah.
And then we have fats, which give us that long-lasting energy and help us absorb essential vitamins.
And it's really about finding that balance between all these macronutrients, especially for people managing diabetes. Each one plays a totally unique role in how our body uses and regulates energy.
100%. So let's break down how each one affects blood sugar individually. Starting with carbs.
Carbs.
They have the biggest impact.
For sure.
But not all carbs are created equal.
No, definitely not. We've got simple carbs that cause those rapid spikes in blood sugar, and then we've got complex carbs that release glucose more slowly, more steadily. It's like choosing between kindling and a slow-burning log for a campfire.
Oh, I love that analogy.
Oh,
Totally makes sense. So white bread would be like the kindling.
Yeah.
A quick burst of energy.
Yeah.
And something like quinoa would be the slow-burning log.
Exactly. Providing that sustained energy over time.
I love it. Okay, so then there's protein.
Protein.
Now, they don't cause huge blood sugar spikes on their own.
Right.
But if you combine them with carbs, they actually help to lessen those spikes.
Yes, they do.
That's
A first
interesting.
tip.
So having protein with your carbs can help prevent those energy crashes.
Yeah.
We all know them
For sure.
after that big carb-heavy meal. But I've heard too much protein can be a problem.
Well, there is some truth to that.
Okay.
Our research does say that too much protein can actually lead to delayed glucose increases.
Interesting.
So, it's a good reminder that even with healthy choices, balance is key.
Yes, always.
And then we can't forget about fats.
Fats.
Even though they don't directly affect blood sugar, they do slow down digestion.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which means a high-fat meal with carbs can actually delay the blood sugar spike.
So imagine a big plate of pasta with a creamy Alfredo sauce.
Ooh, yeah.
The fat in that sauce would make your blood sugar rise more gradually than if you just ate the pasta plain.
Exactly. And that's why understanding those different effects of each macronutrient is crucial for meal planning.
Absolutely.
It lets you make choices that actually support your individual health goals.
For sure. So speaking of meal planning, one of the research articles we dug into had some amazing practical strategies.
Yeah, there was this one called the plate method. It's a really great visual. You just divide your plate into sections. Half for non-starchy vegetables like broccoli or spinach, a quarter for lean protein like chicken or fish, and a quarter for complex carbs like quinoa or sweet potato.
Okay, that's a great visual.
Right.
Yeah, I've tried that, and it really helps with portion control.
Definitely.
Sometimes I get confused about which vegetables are starchy and which ones aren't, though.
Yeah, good point. Starchy vegetables like potatoes or corn have more carbs and impact your blood sugar more than the non-starchy ones, like leafy greens or peppers. Think about their texture. Starchy vegetables are usually more dense and filling.
That's how little details, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, another strategy our sources mentioned was carb counting.
Yeah.
Tracking your carb intake.
Yes.
Making sure you're in that healthy range.
Right, which can be super helpful for managing those blood sugar levels.
Absolutely. And also combining macronutrients.
Oh, yeah, pairing them.
Yeah.
So, combining those carbs with protein or fat helps slow down absorption and minimize those blood sugar spikes.
Okay, so instead of just having a piece of fruit for a snack, I should try it with some nuts.
Yeah.
Or a dollop of Greek yogurt.
Exactly. It makes snacking more satisfying and helps keep your energy levels stable.
Makes sense. We can't forget about those hidden sugars, though.
Oh, no, those sneaky sugars.
Hiding out in all the processed foods.
Definitely. Those can really contribute to unexpected spikes.
That's why reading labels is so important.
It is. But honestly, who has time to check every single label at the grocery store?
Yeah, no one.
It can be overwhelming.
It can be. So that's where technology comes in.
Yes.
Barcode scanners are a lifesaver.
Oh, for sure. Speaking of which, we can't forget to mention the barcode scanner feature in SugarNotes.
Yes.
Yes.
As part of the SugarNotes team, we love talking about how this app can simplify tracking your food and calculating those macronutrients. Just scan a barcode, and you instantly see all the info you need.
It's like having your own personal nutritionist right in your pocket.
Absolutely. No more label reading.
Yeah, or guesswork. SugarNotes also has a macro calculator, meal logging, and even glucose level tracking, all designed to help you manage your blood sugar.
It's amazing. So, while we're on the topic of common questions,
Yeah.
our sources pointed out a couple that come up a lot.
Okay, like what?
Like, are all carbs bad for people with diabetes?
That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
The answer is no. Complex carbs are a really important part of a balanced diet. It's just about choosing those slow-burning carbs like quinoa, sweet potatoes, brown rice over the sugary processed foods.
Right. Makes sense. Another question that popped up a lot was about protein.
Protein?
How do you know if you're eating too much?
That's a good question. While protein is essential, going overboard can be hard on your kidneys,
Yeah.
especially for people with diabetes. Generally, you want to aim for about 15–20% of your daily calories from protein.
Okay.
Of course, everyone's different, so it's always best to talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian for personalized advice.
Yes. Always good to consult the professionals.
For sure. Yeah, it really is about finding that sweet spot.
Totally. And it's so cool how this all connects to the bigger picture
Oh, yeah, for sure.
of overall well-being.
It's not just about managing diabetes or watching your weight.
Right.
It's about giving your body the right fuel to feel your best.
Yes. I was just thinking that.
Mm.
It's like fueling our bodies in a way that supports energy levels,
Yeah.
mood, cognitive function.
Absolutely. When you understand how these different macronutrients impact blood sugar,
Yeah.
you can make choices to feel more balanced and energized throughout the day.
Instead of grabbing whatever is quick and easy,
Exactly.
we're giving our bodies the fuel they need for the long haul.
I like that. The right fuel for the journey.
Yes. And one of our sources mentioned meal timing.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out when you eat can be just as important as what you eat.
Totally. I've heard about that too, but never really looked into it.
Me neither.
Well, the research says that consistent meal timing can actually help regulate those blood sugar levels.
Interesting.
It's like setting your internal clock
Okay.
to expect fuel at certain times,
Right.
which makes your body process those nutrients more efficiently.
So instead of snacking all day long, I should aim for regular meals and snacks.
Exactly. Roughly around the same time each day.
Okay.
Hmm.
Makes sense. That's got to be super important for people managing diabetes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Consistent meal timing can really help prevent those dramatic blood sugar swings
Right.
that can lead to fatigue, mood changes, and other complications.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And we also have to think about portion sizes too, right?
Absolutely. Even the healthiest foods can cause those spikes
Yeah.
if you eat too much.
That's where that plate method comes in handy.
It is. It's a good reminder to keep things balanced.
It's not about measuring every bite.
Oh, no.
It's just about getting a sense of what a good portion looks like for you.
Exactly. And SugarNotes can be really helpful with that.
Oh, for sure.
Seeing your meal logs and tracking those macros helps you adjust as you go.
It's like having personalized feedback for your nutrition. And it gives you that control over your health.
Totally. Instead of just reacting to symptoms or fluctuations all the time.
Right. And it's amazing to hear from SugarNotes users who have had success.
Oh, it's so inspiring.
It reminds us that we're helping people make real changes.
Sustainable changes that actually improve their lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the tech itself, it's about the community too.
Totally.
Yeah.
SugarNotes creates a space for people to connect,
Yeah.
share tips, and find inspiration.
It's like a support group.
Right in your pocket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That can be so helpful when you're managing something like diabetes. But this journey isn't always easy.
No, definitely not.
There will be days when we slip up.
Of course. We're all human.
Right. It's not about being perfect. It's about progress.
And self-compassion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every meal is a fresh start.
A chance to nourish our bodies and learn from our experiences.
And that's where mindful eating comes in.
Oh, mindful eating. I've been hearing a lot about that.
Me too. What's that all about?
It's about paying attention to your food choices.
It's not just out of habit or emotions,
Right.
but from a real desire to fuel your body well. Savoring the flavors, the textures, appreciating the nourishment.
That sounds really nice. And I bet it helps with not overeating, too.
It can, for sure. It's about listening to your body's cues
Okay.
for hunger and fullness.
Instead of just following rules or restrictions?
Exactly. It's about that healthy relationship with food that supports your mind and body.
I love that. It's not about feeling deprived or guilty.
It's about making choices that feel good for you.
Yes. This has been such a great conversation.
It has.
Learning how all this works together gives us so much power to make those healthy choices.
Totally. And
Yeah.
while we've talked a lot about the strategies,
Yeah.
there's a whole psychological side to this too.
What do you mean?
It's about recognizing that food is more than just fuel.
Okay.
It's pleasure, it's comfort, it's connection.
It really is. Food is such a huge part of life.
It is.
It's way more than just calories and nutrients. It is. And sometimes we get caught up in that good versus bad food thing.
Oh, yeah.
Which is not healthy at all.
Totally. It's not about labeling foods.
Exactly.
It's about understanding their effects and finding a balance that works for you.
Exactly. It's about nourishing your body and your soul.
I love that. Nourishing your body and soul.
It is.
Finding that joy in food and appreciating what it does for us.
It is. And while we've covered a lot today, one thing that stands out to me is personalization.
Oh, yeah?
There's no one-size-fits-all for this.
Definitely not. Everyone's different.
Exactly. What works for one person might not work for another.
It's about trying things out,
Listening to your body.
and figuring out what feels right for you.
You become the expert of your own body.
And make choices that support your needs and goals.
Exactly. And remember, this is a journey.
Yeah.
It's not about reaching some finish line.
Right.
It's about learning and adapting as you go.
And there's so much support out there.
Oh, yeah. From healthcare providers to online groups to apps like SugarNotes.
Absolutely. So think about your own relationship with food.
How it makes you feel.
Are you giving your body what it needs?
Are you making choices that align with your long-term goals?
That's a great thing to think about.
Is.
Even small changes can make a big
I
difference.
can. We've talked about so much today.
I know.
Macronutrients, meal timing portion, control, mindful eating, even self-compassion and personalization.
So much good stuff.
Yeah.
It's been such an amazing conversation.
It has. I hope this has given you some valuable takeaways.
Yeah, some strategies for navigating this world of food and blood sugar.
I hope you feel empowered to make those healthy choices.
Yes, you have the power.
And don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it.
We're all in this together.
We are.
Uh-huh.
So until next time, take care and keep exploring.
Thanks for joining us.
It's really amazing when you realize how much control we actually have,
It is. And, as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I'm just struck by how interconnected it all is.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we started talking about carbs, proteins, fats, but this conversation went so much deeper.
It did.
We talked about meal timing, portion control, mindful eating, the role of technology,
Community support.
community support.
Yeah, it really shows how nutrition isn't just about isolated choices,
Yeah,
It's about this holistic approach,
totally.
taking into account all these different factors. It's like weaving a tapestry.
Oh, I love that.
Each thread contributes to the overall picture.
And it reminds us that those small changes can have a huge impact.
They really can.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling overwhelmed by all this info,
Understandable.
you don't have to change everything overnight.
Right.
Start with one small, manageable step.
What kind of step?
Maybe it's adding more veggies to your plate,
Okay.
or being more mindful of your portions.
Makes sense.
Or maybe it's checking out a tool like SugarNotes
Oh, yeah.
to help track those macros and make those informed choices.
And celebrate those small victories.
Absolutely. They all add up.
They do. And remember, you're not alone in this.
No, you're not.
There are resources, communities, and even apps like ours that can help.
Exactly. So as you go about your day, I want you to think about your own eating habits.
But
How do they make you feel?
good question.
Are you giving your body what it needs to thrive?
Are you making choices that align with your long-term goals?
Those are powerful questions to consider.
They are.
And remember, even the smallest adjustments can make a world of difference.
So much good stuff. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into macronutrients and blood sugar.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a great journey.
We hope you learned a lot and feel empowered to take control of your health.
Absolutely. Until next time, take care, be well, and keep exploring.
See you later.